This week is very interesting and it's going to be maybe a pivot week for the rest of defining or actually having a clear direction of what the stock market will do moving into 2022, because right now it's very early because this is only the second trading session of, the second trading week of this year. And so far this year, we've seen that markets have been kind of not really knowing on which foot to dance, the completely boom and AMC, among everything else, got caught on the way because so far year to date, AMC is down 14%, and it was already going on the way down, since, we hit this 30, and even when we were descending from the 50s since September. All right. So what is actually happening this week? If you look at what the market are doing, it will give you a little bit more indication of what I'm talking about. So let's look at the NASDAQ, for example. Today was really an interesting day because the NASDAQ was this close of hitting what we call correction territory, meaning it was about to break a resistance, a certain level that may make, that may trigger some of the stocks within this composite, within this index, to actually start falling even more, and we're talking about the 14,500. But interestingly enough, literally nothing happened this morning. Boom, it started streaking all the way back up, closing slightly flat on the green. And this might be the reason behind, what is happening this week, because so far this week, as I've said multiple times, it's been on the red. Why? Because of inflation. Now, this week we have, on Wednesday, we're going to have the CPI data. The CPI data is this index. It's really, the consumer price index is like a figure that economists calculate based on price of groceries, rent, oil and gas, clothing, goods and services. And based on that, they will actually come up with a number. And this number that we call the CPI gives you an indication of how high prices are going up. All right. And if these prices are a little bit higher than what we anticipated, is going to be like this inflation thing is getting higher and higher. So there are so many people thinking it's going to be higher, but there are also a few people that think, that's going to decrease a little bit. Nevertheless, this might be one of the reasons why, some of these indexes drop a lot this morning, in addition to the fact that Goldman Sachs said we might have many more, initially we thought that it's going to be two, the Fed's going to increase rates 2 times, but Goldman Sachs said this morning that, hey, folks, it might be 4 times. So people started panicking because Goldman Sachs is one of those banks, like every time they say something, bunch of their clients, being investment banks and other hedge funds, will start following just like babies, like literally just doing whatever they said. All right. So, and based on this, we might see also AMC stock be on the downtrend like we've seen so far. Today it was literally this close of going under the $21, but it didn't. As a matter of fact, it was down 7% at some point, and it went all the way back up, closing below 1% in the red. But we are not out of the woods yet, because this might also bring us to this maybe 20, maybe 18, maybe, I don't know, 17 even possible. I don't want to, scare you out or throw you out because of this inflation thing. I don't believe people are already digested the information or what to do when it comes to how to deal with this whole thing, because it was, I still believe this is kind of an overreaction, and today is a perfect example because everything was down like more than 1% at some point and literally closing flat. All right. So based on this, that's why I'm calling on just being aware, just being cautious, because this price and the line, it doesn't really matter because it's irrelevant to the reality of what is happening behind the scenes with this stock, with this play. So we shouldn't really follow the price and the chart every single day because we're going to go crazy. We're going to go bananas. But when upfront what to expect when it happens, you are already kind of, protected or numb when it happens. All right, so it might protect you, it might prevent you from actually act based on your emotions, because when it comes to money, when you act based on your emotions, 99% of the time, your decisions are wrong, especially when it comes to investment and the stock market. So that's why I'm making this video, just for you to be aware. But it doesn't have to happen necessarily because I just say so, because, hey, I'm just a guy doing videos on finance on YouTube. All right, just to say that we may also see the actual opposite happen, because as I'm saying always, AMC is a ticking time bomb. So you never know what may happen tomorrow or next week or next month. That's just how volatile this thing is. So